Okay, in this video I am going to show you how to replace the rear shocks in a 1983 Mercedes-Benz 300D or a Mercedes-Benz 240D, any Mercedes that has the 123 chassis. Alright, so I've jacked up the back of the car and I put my piece of wood jack stand underneath it to steady the car while I work. So now it's time to get this wheel off. I'm going to spare you the rest of this. Okay, inside there is your shock. Now this shock is especially bad. The back of the car bounces really hard. The shock is attached underneath right there by those two bolts right there. Now you've got to take those bolts off right there, but also inside the car I've removed the back seat. There's the strut tower control at the bolt at the top, which we call the strut towers in the front. And it's very important that when you loosen that nut right there, you also secure the main bolt with a pair of vice grips, because if you twist that, you can release the pressure of the strut and you can send that thing shooting right through, which can kill you or hurt you or damage the car. Okay, so we're getting started here. I'm going to start by putting just a little bit of WD-40 on that to help that thing come off. And I'm using a 14mm ratcheting box end wrench, which you're going to really want for this. Good. Now take your vice grips and clamp them right onto there. Oh. Get it right where it needs to be. And of course I loosened it too much. So I'll get back to this. Something's going on. Like I said, in this situation you really want to have the ratcheting box end wrench. Get the rest of the way. This one is really sunk down in there. Somebody really cranked this one in there far more than it should have gone. I replaced the other one on the other side already, and it was much easier to get the wrench in than this. Alright. So, okay, I've got that top part done. Now I can start working underneath. Alright, now it's time to get these bottom bolts out of the strut. And so, just use a 17mm socket like this. And I can't do it one-handed, so I'm going to shut this off, but you get the point. Alright, so I've taken the last bolt out, and here comes the strut, down through the bottom. Now, if you notice, I don't have the car up high enough to be able to get it out, and so that's where my next trick comes in. Okay, so I've jacked up the car some more. The car isn't necessarily much higher. It's still using about the same. It's about at the same height as it was before, but I jacked it up here at this point of reference, which compressed the spring and allowed the shock to drop out of the car. And so I'm going to use this to be able to put the new shock in. Okay, so here's the new shock right here in comparison to the old one over there. It's being held together by this piece of metal right here, this piece of wire. Yeah, there's a fire truck over there. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, you cut this and it slowly decompresses. And then you feed it up through the bottom in the opposite of removal of the original one. And I'll show you everything when it's all done. Okay, so the strut is installed from the bottom, and I'm installing it now from the top. And oh, see, now it's time to use the vice grips because the main shaft is starting to turn a little bit, and you don't want that. And so anyway, I'm going to finish tightening this down, but you get the idea. Okay, the shocks are in, and everything is all set. So let's go for a ride. Let's see how it goes. Because I've never had this car with good shocks. A little bit of a cold start there. Much better. Oh, it handles so much better now. It doesn't have that bounce that it used to have. Let's try some speed bumps. Go down behind the high school here. Oh, way better. All right. Well, that's how you replace the rear shocks in a Mercedes-Benz 300 TD. Thank you very much.